To become the victim of a romance scam to me sounded absurd. I've watched all the Dr. Phil shows, well, every talk show, and I scoffed at these people crying over an imaginary person they met online and gave their life savings to. I would never fall for that, I always said. Online scams. Well, until it happened to me. Let me start by saying I wasn't romanced by an army general, an oil rig worker, and I wasn't swept off my feet by a handsome, smooth-talking, model-esque looking man with a child whose wife died in some tragic story. My scam, though, started off innocent enough. I'm on Facebook and I'm friends with tons of people. I have at least 30 relatives, their in-laws, distant cousins on my friends list. My one cousin, Beth, was always sending me beauty products she sells online, wanting me to sign up. Her life consisted of doing Avon and other work-at-home sales and beauty stuff, vitamins, shampoo, etc. She was always selling stuff online. Now, Beth is my cousin that I don't talk to often. We don't have long phone calls, and in fact, I think the last time I saw her was over 2 years ago at a family reunion. However, she does send me news stories, links to products she's hawking online. I've bought some creams and potions for my hair from her before, so it's not unusual for me to order stuff from her online. I'd not heard from her in a while, and I didn't notice my friends list as far as how many friends I had or if someone vanishes. When I got a friend request from Beth, I didn't think much of it. I just accepted. Her profile picture was the same as it's always been, so I accepted her friend request and moved on with my life. After about a week later, I received a message from Beth asking if I've heard about the cryptocurrency Forex binary investment plan. I thought it was another one of her make-money schemes, as she's tried in the past to lure me into Avon selling and Tupperware parties. I told her no, and she started showing me screenshots of her so-called bank account, saying she invested $300 and had a return of $1,000 on her investment. I admit I was intrigued and really truly thought she got herself into the stock market or something useful, other than selling face creams to make money online. Granted, I didn't know much about Forex binary cryptocurrency. I hardly knew what it was. Beth then shared with me a way for me to invest too and make money. She gave me a chart of how much I can invest and what my return would look like. I told her maybe I would do a small investment. She then gave me the website to her so-called investment page where she made all her money. I milled over it and didn't invest straight away. A few days later, Beth messaged me showing me her bank account balance was now over $10,000 with a simple $500 investment. I told her that was amazing and how the boys, her 2 sons, would be happy to see that for their schooling, as I knew Beth had both her kids in private school and sometimes was struggling before to make tuition and uniform cost, hence her Tupperware Avon selling game she was in. She told me sign up fast for the best return, and the market is going quickly, and there's only so many investment spots to be held for new members. I felt a mix of excitement and pressure, so I signed up. I clicked the website and registered all my information, including my bank info for direct deposit and my investment money that I would be making. They asked me for $300, $500, or a $1,000 investment. I put $300, filled out the online form, entered my debit card information, and soon I was given an email from a Mr. Burgess who told me he was my personal broker. He said he would inform me of my return within 48 hours. And sure enough, 48 hours later, I received an investment portfolio showing my money. It had tripled. I was thrilled. Mr. Burgess showed me the amount I have in my online trading account, and I could cash it out or invest again and maybe double or triple that investment. I admit I was excited. It was kind of like playing a lottery scratcher or winning a big amount. I jumped for joy and thought, well, this will be fun. I'll invest some more. Mr. Burgess said if I invest $2,000, he can promise a return within 48 hours, doubling my money. Well, seeing as I already had $900 invested, I only had to invest the difference, and I did just that. Within days, I received a portfolio screenshot with my name and account showing I had doubled my money. I felt like a bigwig stockbroker, and this is how people get rich. I watched it all the time on the news and CNBC, and I was finally making it as a savvy investor. I don't know what came over me other than greed, but I found myself wanting to make more and more. I had this fantasy of paying off my house, and during this time, Beth kept sending me photos of her new Mercedes she bought, or so she said, with her investment money. Mind you, Beth was not in the photos, it was just a photo of a new Mercedes. I told her I wanted to see her drive it to the family reunion next year, and she promised me she would. I talked to Mr. Burgess, who gave me his personal phone number. He said he would help me to make even more money. He gave me a copy of his online business card, a photo of himself, and including a website showing himself investing and helping clients. I later found out the website was a fake and the photo stolen off a German politician. I was in over my head and swirling with this money-making fantasy. While a little part of me thought this is too good to be true, my brain wanted to just pay off my bills and live comfortable. I started investing with Mr. Burgess more and more. Each time I invested money, he would show me my personal account with double, triple amounts of cash in it. To make a long story short, I ended up investing $30,000. I took out loans, personal family loans, bank loans, credit loans, you name it, I did it. And Mr. Burgess promised me that he would show that I would make $500K in my online account, and if I pull it out before the 90 days, I would lose a large percent due to fees. So I kept investing, thinking in 90 days I could pull out $500,000 of money that I made. I did this for months, and when the 90 days hit, he had me log into my online trading account. He gave me a website and password to log in and release my money via direct deposit. Of course, he needed my bank info, routing number, account, bank password. All of it had to be entered into the website, as well as a copy front and back of my driver's license and a copy of my social security card. I did everything the website asked, entered it in, I clicked, waiting, and as the website said, I was approved. I then clicked to have my money released into my bank account. It said it would take 7 to 10 working bank days to clear my cash. I was excited, thinking I truly made this money through investment. I was so smart. The website looked legit, and it showed the money going through. A few days later, I tried to check my bank account, and when I logged into my regular bank account, I was denied entry. My password was no longer valid. I tried several times in the event that I maybe typed my bank password wrong, or maybe my cap lock was on. I've done that before. None of it worked. I finally had to contact my bank, who told me the password had been changed. I had to file a fraud report with my bank. I had to go down to the bank, and they were able to change my password and my login. Once in, we found withdrawals on my account for various places, including a few Western Union transfers to people across the U.S. What money I had in my account was long gone, and the $500K, you guessed it, never showed up at all. I was sick over this. My bank had to close my account, and my mortgage payment, car payment, none of it went through due to insufficient funds. Needless to say, it was a nightmare to fix, and I had to take out yet another loan to cover my house and car payment so I didn't lose everything. I am now over $40,000 in debt. The website for the Bitcoin Forex investment was a fake. Mr. Burgess disappeared, and I never found out who was behind the fake website. I finally reached out to my cousin via phone to tell her what happened, and she let me know to my horror that she's been locked out of her Facebook page for months and hasn't been on, and it had taken her months and months for Facebook to verify her profile that it had been compromised before she could even get it back. This whole thing has been a nightmare and something I never thought would happen to me. I admit my wrongdoing, and it was my greed that caused this. I've had to take a second job and will be working for years to pay off this debt. I'm angry at myself that I fell for this scam. We'd like to thank this lady for sharing her story. Unfortunately, Forex Bitcoin investment scams are on the rise, even more so now than romance scams. Please stop and think before you give some person online your information, such as your bank details or credit cards, debit cards. And remember, you can't make money that quickly online. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to share your story, you can find us on Facebook under the page Scamming Scammers Action, or drop us an email, scammingscammers@gmail.com. We answer our emails every 2 to 3 days, and we will respond. Thanks so much. Be safe.